Today is August 19th. The Yankees are on a heater. 2 in a row. We're going to talk all about that with manager Aaron Boone. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. BBD producing. Manager Aaron Boone will be joining in a bit. They won yesterday, Jake. So vibes are high and we're riding high and the vibes are high. What's that song lyric?
Tide is high and I'm holding on.
That's what I was saying.
Maybe. James
And
Davis.
we're holding on is good. That's like
We
what
are.
it is.
We sure are, if that's the lyric. Because, again, I'm one of the worst lyricists in the world.
The tide is high, but I'm holding on.
Okay. I'm going to be your number one.
That's the Yankees.
They sure are. They sure are. James Davis, everyone tuning in, Andrew Allen. Yeah, excited to see Boone's energy today. Last time we saw him, feeling the summer heat a little bit, but coming off of 2 wins. And, yeah, we got a $160 million player came off the IL for us. That's huge. We also had a $200 million player go on the IL. So interested to get some Boone-isms on that. And yeah, it's funny as you start, getting through the season. I got the Yankees just team page up, and the only month under 500 so far, June. 2 games under. Everything else has been above. We are in it right now as Yankee fans. Looking at the last 30 days of OPSs, top 4 players are our 2 catchers and our 2 shortstops sharing time. That it's been a weird one, and I think Susan had it on the nose last night, and Dave Sims being like, Trent stays hot, and Susan goes, yeah, someone has to.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, that's baseball. Someone has to. Bullpen, Max Fried to the IL. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Judge is swinging.
Yeah.
Which usually there's a timeline. We'll see if Boone will give us any details on that. I doubt it.
Or even next steps.
Yeah, next steps, eyeing returns.
Like as of yesterday, he wouldn't even give the day this week that it's gonna start, but he did say it will start this week.
And
when we get
he
that.
told reporters to stop asking about Stanton,
Right.
and he would give him an update. And I think people have been really respectful of that and haven't
Yeah.
asked. I'm going to break it. I'm going to
not
acknowledge
reporters.
how respectful it's been, and
We're
then be
not
like,
reporters.
but anything going? And I've got another question that I think hopefully there's some silliness to, but maybe not.
We'll find out. We're about to find out with you. This is before.
This is before.
Sometimes we travel back in time. We don't know what's about to happen.
So here he is, manager of the Yankees, Aaron Boone.
Today's episode is sponsored by Booking.com. Booking.yeah, an official travel partner of MLB. Booking.com makes it easy for every baseball fan to travel and catch a game wherever the team's schedule takes you. And for me, following my team on the road means exploring a new ballpark. Also, sometimes an entirely new city. The steakhouse, worth the stop before the game. The hotel that's a short walk to the park so the whole night stays easy. That's the kind of road trip that ends up being about more than just the final score. Booking.com makes it simple to find the right hotel or vacation home near wherever the schedule is taking you, so the trip comes together just as fast as the decision to go. Once somewhere gets in your head, go on, book that trip. It's easy. The easiest way from where you are to where you want to be. Booking.com, Booking.yeah, an official travel partner of MLB, Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Hello and welcome to Banterin' with Boone, presented by T-Mobile. Manager of the New York Yankees, Aaron Boone. How are you, Skip?
I'm all right. How are you guys?
Doing well.
Good.
Boone, this is a August 19th. It's a special date in the Boone family. Do you know why?
No.
It's one of the days all 4 Boones hit a home run on.
Oh, okay. It's great.
Your grandpa got Bob Feller. Your dad got
Oops.
Joe Niekro
Oh.
and Mark Thormond. Your brother got Dan Reichert, and you got Eric Bedard.
Ooh, funny. We were just talking about Eric Bedard at breakfast.
And that is a little preview of the
Yeah.
trivia because we didn't have one for you. And I said he likes trivia, so I dove in, and that'll put you in the right state of mind for trivia later at the end of the episode.
Great.
Great. Did you see my breakdown of you and your good friend Vic chatting with
I
each other?
did.
How'd I do?
I did. But it was chopped up a little bit, so maybe I didn't see the entirety of it.
Oh, you probably just saw like the social clip.
Yeah. And it was breaking up on me. So somebody sent it to me, so I was watching it. Yeah.
You got baited, in my opinion.
I agree.
I agree.
Now, I asked you last year, do you know which umpire has ejected you the most? And you knew, and it's Vic Carapazza.
Yeah, I didn't. I
Carapazzi.
did see 5 times now. I didn't know
Five
it was
times.
5. I would have thought that was 3 or 4, but
Congrats on your 50th.
Yeah.
well, hopefully it ends at 50 this year.
Nice.
Well, you guys get a kick out of it. Brad still wants to manage every now and then, you know?
Good to feel.
Yeah. That's
The big news we got, like, you know, housekeeping is Rodon starts early, and similar to what you did with Fried when you had the doubleheader. This time, did the Fried move determine the Rodon decision?
it kind of pushed it over the edge. So we truly were still on the fence with it about, do we do one more and build them up a little bit more? We felt good about where he was at physically, like he was ready to pitch, but we knew it was going to be, 65 pitches. So it was like, that's what we were toying with. We felt good about the place Carlos was in. But it's just like, do you push him one more and just get a better pitch count? But then with Max, we're like, okay, we can slot it in here now and make some sense, especially coming out of the off day, where you had the full pen there. Carlos will go again on Sunday where you're going into the off day. So, but the biggest thing is we felt like he was in a good spot.
And with Fried, the last time he went on the IL, the 3 starts beforehand, something seemed a little amiss. It wasn't like loud and glaring, but I think he had some shortened starts. He's been dealing, obviously the pitch count was still growing, so he wasn't throwing 100 pitches, but the results were great. How does that come to fruition? Is he telling you guys, hey, this is nagging me, or I'm feeling it again? Or because it feels like there's nothing that you would seek out.
Yeah, he felt something in the outing. Didn't seem that big of a deal. Like, got through the outing. Felt okay the next day. Played extended catch the following day. Actually threw his bullpen Sunday, and he was like, whatever you guys, he was, if we want to go, I'll go. And that we kind of met in Toronto with Blake, Preston, and Max and I after the game Sunday. Like, he felt good about taking the ball, but just coming away from that conversation too, felt like he was a little bit compromised. So we're like, hey, as we thought about it after the game on Sunday, going into Monday on the off day, we're just like, let's do this, because we got to manage this thing for the next, solving for the next 8-10 weeks and trying to have him in the best place possible. So felt like the time was right to say, all right, let's pull back. Hopefully it is a situation where, like he threw yesterday, hopefully he's on the mound at some point in the next few days. Maybe there's even a sim game through this.
So there's no shutdown period or like no imaging and testing. It's truly.
He got imaging.
Okay.
Yeah. Which just had a low level of inflammation. So he's playing catch, and then it'll be kind of symptom based when he gets back on the mound. And then that'll kind of determine, is it just the 2 weeks, or do we need to go a little bit more? We'll know that as we go.
Okay. And with Judge, we got the update that he's been cleared to swing. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, he's starting his that progression this week.
So with that starting, quote unquote baseball activities, is there a timeline being formulated? Maybe not even with Judge himself,
Loose.
but like,
I mean, very loose. So it kind of depends on how each step goes. He's thrown 3 or 4 times now with running, the introduction, the hitting stuff in the pool. So then, I'm sure he'll get to a tee at some point and kind of just see how he responds to it all.
So a tee, then live pitching, and then sim game,
I don't know. Tee, toss, live, like,
okay.
He's got to build up some, because obviously there's a long stretch of not doing anything. So it's getting the body in shape again to be able to handle all that.
When you've dealt with this situation before of guys returning at the end of the season. In 2018, Judge returned with, I think, 2 weeks left of at-bats before the postseason. He had a great postseason in 2018. In 2022, Matt Carpenter, instead of playing the last 3 games in Texas, I believe, he saw sim pitches, and you handled that one a little different. Do you base the decision on Judge and getting back off of any of those past times doing this and knowing like, hey, we want to get you this, or we don't need to get you this? Like, is there any learnings from the past of having a guy return before the postseason?
I mean, the timeline's going to be what it is. When he's ready to be in games and stuff, you hope it's as many as possible just to get, those reps and it kind of in the flow of things. But, the body and will determine all that. And
we think regular season is not guaranteed, but we're hopeful that he's back before the season ends. It's not
I'm hopeful.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hopeful he's back.
Just want to make sure, like, it's not like, well, a Schwarber situation where, like, he can join us in the second round type thing.
Oh, no, we're not looking at it like that right now. No.
Nice.
Okay.
I like hearing that.
And I get Belli.
That said, we're a ways away from, we got to get there.
I understand. Sure. Things can happen.
Yeah.
I'm not, holding you to the fire on that, but it's just nice to hear that it's not a thought right now.
No.
And then you updated the update that Belli's should be rehabbing in theory like a week.
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Okay. So 2 games. It's game off day.
He might, it depends. He'll probably go a little shorter tomorrow night. It might go again Friday night.
Okay.
Then could be off and then be with us Sunday, or we might go, just depending how it goes. We could go Thursday, Saturday, and back. It just depends.
Okay, cool.
But the plan is for him to play tomorrow night.
And then this is, luckily we're not reporters. I know you asked reporters to not ask about Stanton, but I guess what's the next Stanton update we should be looking for?
Just when is he in the lineup, or
yeah, well, I mean, we'd love that.
That's anything. So he's definitely close. It's a little bit at this point, a little bit of a roster situation too. So, do you wait till, September 1? Those are all things. We'll see.
Cool.
Wow. Okay. I've got a fun one for you, Boone. In 2022, I think it's fun. You might not. In 2022, I don't speak for you. In 2022, the team was going through a big slump, like struggling. And Stephanie Apstein from SI wrote one of my favorite articles about all the slump busting attempts and the superstitions the guys were trying. It was like changing undershirts, rotating their spikes. The relievers were changing their seats in the bullpen. Donaldson burned sage in your office.
Give him the Garrett Cole quote. That's your favorite.
Yeah, my favorite Garrett Cole quote came from this when he said, "We've had intermittent success with positions in the dugout and collective buy-in when it comes to chewing gum, but I would say no, none of this has worked." So with the offense going through it right now, has the room turned to any superstitions? Is there any chatter about, you guys also, the players greeted each other with hugs during this stretch?
Yeah, not that I'm aware of. So you'd have to talk to the players about that. I don't sense anything that's been going on. Part of it is because we have been winning a fair amount of games through this, so that's kind of helped. But Nothing I'm aware of.
No one's burning sage in your office.
No.
When he did that, do you remember what happened when Donaldson did that?
No.
He had a walk-off home run that game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the walk-off granny?
Yeah.
Off Beeks?
Yeah, you're quoted in that being like, so there is some progress. But you also were quoted saying you don't like superstitions because you don't want to get stuck doing something over and over again. But there is something you do at the end of every game. And I noticed recently your coaching staff has joined in with you. And I wanted to know if they're cramping your style a bit, if it's like you invited them to do the signal up to the suites, I'm guessing, or the family and friends section, or have they just joined you?
And a little of both.
Yeah.
Kind of touched their way into this thing. So, but that's okay. I want to make it inclusive.
I noticed in Toronto, and then last night, it was the three of you all doing it, and they don't even know where to look. So I personally need them to understand. You were telling them like, no, they're over there, and then they're like this. Like they got to be a little more on their game if they want to join in.
Agreed.
Okay.
Maybe throw a decoy. Maybe point over there and pump fake them, and then you turn to where you're going.
Okay.
Is that friends and family that you're doing? I feel like you got asked about it once, and that was the answer, but I'm not positive.
It's a little of everything.
Okay. But it's always someone. And do you do it for wins and losses or just wins?
Just wins.
That's what I thought.
Like that.
Yes always shows you do it. So like they're like get the Boone shot. So it's like a thing that like it's hard for fans not to know and then wonder what's going on.
It's amazing how many people ask me about that.
Because they always show it, so it's like, well, what's he doing? Who's he talking to?
Yeah.
And it's tied to a good memory. Yankees win, there you are doing it.
Yeah, if something happens after a win, people like that.
That's true.
Fernando Rodney. Hey, you and Jimmy are both parents. The Jazz and the umpire play last night. Like, is that a little bit of parenting where you're looking at both sides? Like, it's kind of, hey, don't hit your brother. Stop annoying your sister. Like, Jazz, you can't let the umpire be in your way. Umpire, you also can't be in my player's way. Like, how do you?
Well, I was just making sure after the fact that because when you're a middle infielder, you're constantly having those. It's just part of the game, like instant. Like you just get a little left. Like it's just part of the flow of the game. So the one thing I wanted to make sure with Jazz is, are you placing him well enough before the play? And I believe that he was. For whatever reason, I think the umpire essentially flinched a little too much at the ball coming and jumped right in his sight line. If you see him, he kind of moves right in the sight line. So, it's one of those that almost never happens, but certainly was a factor last night. It's like you watch, in the NFL, every now and then you see the umpire, what's the guy stands behind the linebackers and walks forward. You get tangled up. So you just know how to be out there, and you never really think of it, or because it doesn't happen very often. But last night it did happen. I think it was a little bit of, I think the umpire flinched at the ball and jumped in a sight line.
This episode is sponsored by Shopify. Starting a business used to mean figuring out everything from scratch. Infrastructure, fulfillment, analytics, all of it on top of actually building the thing. That's changed. Shopify is the whole platform, and now with Sidekick, Shopify's built-in AI co-founder, you've got a business expert running in the background, analyzing sales trends, generating reports, setting up discounts, keeping the catalog organized. The things that used to require hiring extra people, Sidekick handles automatically, so whoever's running things can actually stay focused on the work they care about. Shopify's been with JM from the start, and we didn't know what we were getting into. We were just like, I don't know, people want shirts. So we started posting shirts, and now we have so many, and we got a MLB officially licensed stuff, so much of our New York stuff. This New York Schlitty shirt has been a top one for a while for good reason. It's amazing that we did that. Shopify did everything else. So if you're someone who wants to build something that's truly yours, start your free trial at shopify.com/Yanks.
With the offense, you said, you might try to change up the lineup or really And people took that like, oh, he might do something crazy. You probably didn't mean it like that, but ultimately you moved Rice to lead off. You changed some stuff on the margins. Were you given any real thought to doing like a drastically weird lineup?
No. At the end of the day, we got to get, those guys, Benny and Garcia and those guys near the top that need to be, our pillars and stuff. So, and they will be.
There's nothing to like loosen up the vibes day where, I said it's like in football when they say offense is playing defense, defense plays offense today, and you just like rotate the lineup.
Or like the Billy Martin, pick it out of a hat.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, that sounds good in like, lore but then when you go to do it,
That post game, you dealing with the beat reporters after you put the lineup by position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and they lose. That would be a bad time.
Yeah, it's just
Well, what about this strategy? My favorite movie, Seabiscuit. Classically, Seabiscuit needed to lose the lead.
You seen it?
Red Pollard.
I have. I've seen it once, and I saw it when it came out. So
2003.
I remember enjoying it.
Oh, that's good.
That's good. So Seabiscuit, his jockey famously had to let him give up the lead so he could see the target. Now, the only game where the Yankees have scored a significant amount of runs went down 3-0 in the top of the first, and the offense was like, damn, okay. They went out and they scored 10. Any thought to that?
No, but I do recall a year, might have been last year or the year before, where I felt like we were giving up a lot of leadoff home runs through a stretch.
That was James Paxton year.
First inning, even more recent.
Okay.
Like homer right off the bat. And I'm like, well, we keep coming back from these things. It's like, so maybe that's a good sign. So no, I don't know. No, we're not trying to give up the lead right away just so we can.
Okay. I mean, it's like
old school.
It's the DeGrom mentality of like the pitching's too good. The offense doesn't even need to try.
Mets.
We're gonna keep trying.
Okay.
It's good.
Great. I really like that.
Rodon slider was awesome last night.
Yeah, it was.
That's
even from the side, I was a couple times like, that is filthy.
Man, there was a couple that it literally looked like a fastball dead red, and it ends up back knee, and you're just like, what do you do?
When he had back-to-back punches of, I think, Alonso and O'Neill.
Yeah.
With a couple good heaters mixed in there where he got some swing and miss. Like, I think O'Neill, he threw a really good heater by for strike 2, and then that slider, it was, yeah, I agree.
How much does the game plan, even like not change obviously drastically, but everyone starts looking at each other like, hey, that slider's doing that tonight. We got to throw a couple more of those.
Yeah, I think you're keenly aware of what you have. That's part of it. That's part of the pitcher catcher thing, and you have an idea, but no, you're going in with, pretty how you want to attack guys. And then it can alter somewhat based on what I got tonight.
Okay. Speaking of what you got tonight, you used 5 relievers yesterday. Gary threw 27. You used your top 4 that you kind of, to end games with Blackburn, Hedrick, Cruz, and Bednar. Any changes in the bullpen to give you more arms tonight, I guess?
Oh, no, we should be good. Yeah, we're in a good spot.
And then with Cruz, it seems like you've been navigating it a little more delicately. Like his outings have been shorter. He's had more stints in between. Is that just circumstance of games, or have you been giving him a little more rest than usual?
Yeah, no, because I've had him up a bunch, and then that situation hasn't presented itself. So he was up in the Sunday Toronto game.
Yes,
probably 3 different times, and like a batter away from coming in, and didn't happen. Then we get to extra innings, and all of a sudden with their substitutions, they had all the lefties in a row. So I flipped from Cruz to Timmy Hill. so yeah, it's just,
Was that matchup based? That flip going to Hill there?
yeah. Because once I was going to get, they had like 5 lefties in a row. I was going to take my shot there with Timmy.
It looks like, and last year we saw this with Cruz too, that his splitter does go through like kind of ebbs and flows of like really biting and kind of flattening out. It seemed his last couple outings, there was one where he gave up a home run. Was that? I forget where it was, but it was pretty flat.
Yeah.
And a high splitter that just stayed there and it got smacked. Are you seeing that? And is that just come with, a pitch that has such a wild grip and delivery?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's gone through it a little bit here these last few weeks, which again is part of it. Even in the great seasons, you're going to have a cup. You're going to sputter a little bit here and there, especially as much as I've leaned on him. So I got a ton of confidence in him, the person, and that. And look, the bottom line is we need him to get big outs for us. So hopefully we can get him in the best spots to be successful. And, going through this little thing will allow you to make the little minor tweaks you need to make along the way in a long season. And I expect him to continue to get big outs for us.
A fun bench move that's happened the last 2 games is you pinch hit Goldie. He walks to the batter's box. He doesn't take a single swing. He walks to first base, and then he walks back to the dugout. We saw Stanton do this a couple years ago, but Goldie has now done it 2 games in a row where he's 0 for 0 with 0 swings taken and a 1,000 on base percentage. I wonder if Katie Sharp's tweeted about that. I don't know if any player's done that in back-to-back games.
Right.
When you do that move, it's worked out both times. You've scored runs in those innings both times, but with that comes burning a lot of bench. I believe you burned 4 players in that inning last night. So how much hesitancy comes into that, or you're putting all your chips into this one inning?
Yeah, when the situation presents itself, you got to take the shot. So, and that was the situation. It was tie game. It's late in the game. It's 7th inning. We got our best bench matchups possible there, and we get once Spencer and George were on base, especially we're going to take our 2 cracks at it there, and it kind of didn't happen exactly the way with when Goldie walked to now we're bases loaded, 1 out. They get the strikeout of Rosie, and then Grish is down 0-2. So it wasn't exactly how we drew it up, but felt like that's our inning, that we're going to take our shot, whatever it costs us.
With Rice, getting him going, I mean, a lot of people pointing to just, the surrounding cast, like when Belli is there, when Judge is there, and the numbers reflect that. There's also, it was his first full season of like being the dude, and obviously that comes with a target. So pitchers are a little more careful. But are there measures? You put him in the leadoff spot, you say we need to get him going. Is there any other things in approach and like mental mindset that goes into just, trying to get him going again?
Yeah. He seems in a pretty good frame of mind. Like he's very business as usual, doing his normal work. Obviously I'm sure a level of being a little frustrated, not getting some results. I do feel like he had a few games in there where he really started to swing the bat well and wasn't really getting rewarded for it. But yeah, I mean, he's been a tick off now, but I think the easy thing is to say that supporting cast is not there. Like they're pitching him. They pitch you how they pitch you. Now I think more so the supporting cast thing is you got a better lineup and you're scoring more, so the pitcher's in trouble more, so there's more pressure on the pitcher, so that part of it is very real, and because you're in these close games, you're facing leverage every night, so that's where the biggest thing, not so much like, oh, they're pitching him different because Judge isn't there. The book is the book. I mean, you watch a game, every night, like you'll see the 9-hole hitter on a 3-1 count with the best player on deck get a changeup or a breaking ball based on who that guy is. Like, guys get pitched how they get pitched.
A little Seabiscuit with him as well. He
Oh.
makes the error and then hits the home run. It was like a bomb home run. So I don't know. It's like maybe they need that carrot to chase. A little anger in them.
Yeah.
Maybe you got to start negging them. And, you know, instead of like boosting them with positivity, be like, remember that error, Rice? That was awful.
Mhm.
And then he hits another home run. Make Brad do it. He's the bad guy.
Oh, I do that every now and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you? Oh, go ahead.
I've got a fun one, and Jim does have a lot of good Boone family trivia coming. Lombard's defense. I wanted to know if you had a player comp for it. Like we were doing this in the group chat the other day, and this is supposed to be fun and lighthearted because obviously any Yankee plays shortstop and everyone starts yelling Jeter. But defensively, we were going through some of the good defenders in previous years. I saw like Baby Correa when he came up, maybe minus the absolute cannon he has, and there were some other names thrown out. Who do you see as a George Lombard defensive comp?
I don't know. I don't know, but he's impressive, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I keep saying is the physicality with the athleticism and with just the like, he's long, the length.
His ability to stay on his feet
Yeah.
while ranging has been impressed me.
Yeah. And it does seem like he's got a great clock.
Yeah.
And just, you know, and he's just, yeah, I mean, it's been impressive. His first, whatever, 2-3 weeks now.
Did you see any of the Little League World Series? The team from New Jersey, they got a stud kid, and the team from Connecticut intentionally walked him every single at bat of the championship game.
Really?
And
Really? It's the Connecticut team, Darien?
Darien, yeah. And New Jersey is Bayonne. They intentionally walked. They were up 4-0 Connecticut, then they're up 6-2. They intentionally walked this kid every at bat, and the kid behind him got an RBI every time, and they ended up winning. It was pretty wild.
Yeah. I think that seems a little
Against the spirit.
Yeah, the 12. Let's go.
They only, in Little League, they only allow you to do the fours once. The other times you have to throw the pitches. So they did it. But yeah.
I watched.
Yeah. I mean, this kid's a beast though. So like.
Yeah. How big is he? I mean, that's the biggest thing of these Little League is you got
After
the
this,
contract of like, you got the 6-foot kid that's, you know, a man already next to still like the 5'2", 88-pounder.
He's very much that. They brought him into pitch in the third, and he didn't allow a single hit. So I'm making a video on it.
Yeah.
Just the joke, you don't let me hit, I'm not letting you hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Are we ready for trivia?
All right. Yeah, I guess so.
All right. I have a lot of different ways to go with this, but I think my favorite was where's the damn thing? It was over under how many pitchers did you, your brother, and your dad all face as MLB players? I could give you an over under, or you can shoot me like a range of 3.
Okay. Wow. All 3 of them. All right. So my dad and me, essentially. Dad, 96.
Wow. Okay. I'll give you an over under 19 and a half.
Oh, wow. Over.
26 pitchers faced you, your brother, and your dad. Now, your dad and your grandpa only had 2 pitchers overlap.
Okay.
But I thought that was wild.
Yeah. That is.
And what was the other fun fact I found out here?
You know, I saw the other night was 86 Angels versus Red Sox game 4, and Clemens is pitching game 4. And I remember being at the game, and I'm, 13 years old, and I'm like, wow, Roger Clemens is pitching my dad here. And in 17 years, I'm going to be his teammate. And I was picturing myself as a 13-year-old at that game, which I remember and stuff. It's like, wow, this is, it's funny that I was thinking that literally yesterday, and you asked that.
Yeah, how about that? All right, so I'll do this real fast. Here's the full list of pitchers. Kevin Brown, Tom Candiotti, Dennis Eckersley, Chuck Finley, Randy Johnson, Mark Langston, Al Leiter, Dennis Martinez, Jamie Moyer, Kenny Rogers, Kurt Schilling, David Wells, Greg Swindle, Bobby Witt, Mike Morgan, Jaime Navarro, Todd Stottlemyre, Mark Portugal, Jose Batista, the pitcher, not the slugger, and relievers Rick Aguilera, Paul Abbott, Mike Jackson, Jeff Montgomery, Greg Olson, Dan Plesac, and Eric Plunk.
Pretty good list.
Which pitcher do you think the three of you combined for the most plate appearances against? Because this was a fun name.
You got to run the list again.
He's an East Coast guy and an East Coast player, and a baseball family. Al Leiter, 70 plate appearances combined between the three of you, and he dominated all three of you.
Me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And your dad and your brother.
When people say who did you hate facing, like I get that question. Al Leiter's usually one of the answers I go with.
Yeah, you and your brother both got dominated by him, but your dad went 4 for 4 against him rookie year. Your dad was
Really?
Your dad was 40, and Al Leiter was in his rookie season.
The thing about Al is I faced him a lot when I was kind of hot, like going well, and he would just dominate me. And then one day in Cincinnati, he hit me my first at bat, and I was like, yes. And then I homered off him in the next at bat.
Nice.
And then right back to owning me.
Yeah, that was the most fun of it.
Yep.
But I thought
Good
that
stuff.
number was crazy. I thought it was going to be around 5 or 6. 26 pitchers.
Wow.
We didn't realize that your dad and your dad and your brother were
2 years apart.
2 years apart.
Your dad played
Yeah.
through 90. Brett came up in 92.
My dad was in spring training. He went to spring training with the Mariners when my brother was there. In his last kind of attempt after the Royals, and then he hung it up in spring training.
Oh, wow. Grinder.
Yep.
All right. Go burn some sage. Get some hits.
All right, time to make our same game parlay picks for tonight's game. Presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. You can make your own same game parlay by picking multiple legs from tonight's game and combine them into one bet. Or you can tail our picks right in the Fanatics Sportsbook app. We're going to keep it simple, silly, because the Yanks are going to win. Bongs. So put that one in there. And then it's been tough scoring runs, so you know what's going to happen. They're going to score runs. So we're going to take the over, and we're going to take I think they're going to end up pitching around this guy and make the other guys bring him in. Trent's been hot. That I think Trent's going to score a run. So that gives you a solid little number. It's all in play there. Why don't you take a chance on us if you want? And if you do, you got to do it at Fanatics. From the first pitch to the final out, come see why winning hits different at Fanatics Sportsbook.
That was Boone. Jake, I liked some of the injury conversation there. I almost like opened a notes app to like write some things down that I was like, I don't want to forget about that to chat after. I mean, I don't know the legalities of it all.
Phrasing matters.
Yeah, I wanted to ask if Rodon wasn't coming back, would Fried have not gone on the IL? But you don't want to do like, he doesn't want to be part of any conversation that is around the term, and this isn't it because Fried isn't her phantom IL because that's like grievance and all that. So like I didn't even want to near that approach. So I was worried he would be like, well, no. Like this is a situation, but that's good news on Fried that the fact that he was going to pitch.
Yes, I don't think you need to throw out the P word out there. I think the word.
No, I just didn't even want to get near it.
Right, and that's why we're not even saying it.
Yeah.
That I think the athlete speak way to say it is like if the playoffs were starting today, Max Fried would have made a start.
Yeah.
But it's not. They have a month out, and they're aiming for bigger things in the postseason. So they were like, if Max is feeling something but not hurt, if Los, that's what he he was kind of saying, like, Los's stuff was there. He's just not built up.
Yeah.
So if his stuff is there, and as they're formulating the equation of getting to one thing, September, when rosters expand.
I mean, that was the other thing.
And refreshing Max Fried for getting to the fun. Like, they put all of that math in the blender, and they said, yeah, hopefully it can be close, if not minimum, for Max Fried, and maybe they can also do, like, playoff lining up rotation. That's one of your favorite games to play. Like, we can do some things with that. So, yeah, I don't think it's the P word. I thought when you were starting...
I also don't think it's a P word, but I knew if I asked Boone, if
He's gotta be
Rodon
really
wasn't
careful.
coming back,
Right.
would you still have done this? I
Right.
had that fired up, and then I cleared it because I didn't want that question nears like, is this just roster manipulation?
Yeah, no, I think in sports, especially baseball speak, you could do that with. If it was playoffs tomorrow,
Yeah.
like, he might be out there. But he came off the IL. He's still building up his pitch count from injury. So I thought you were going to reference something that had a little bit of a scent to it. Talking about Big G.
That's the big one. He was just basically saying that he's coming back in September when rosters expand.
Yes, or the other thing I would point you in the direction of, the Yankees are in this righty streak that they've faced what is it? How many of the past starters have been righty? I mean, so many of them. And then
I think it's 8 more.
upcoming, I think it's 9. The next lefty starter they're seeing, August 28th, Patrick Sandoval, because the Red Sox have all lefties.
Yeah.
So...
I think that's probably secondary to not having to lose someone.
Right.
Like not sending Jones down or cutting bait or doing a P and manipulating. But it was I was like, whoa, that's like, he's like, and the roster constraints.
It'll be very interesting to see how injuries go, I would say, leading up to the Boston series and other Stanton updates, because G loves playing against Boston. They have a ton of lefties. That if those games are really mattering, then what has to be done? But you're also right that September 1st allows them another body, and they could do that move from there. But yeah, that was, in Boone speak, that was almost like if playoffs are tomorrow, G would be ready to go.
Yeah. And Spencer Jones is going to be the move for Bellinger. Correct? They don't really have any other options.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a Rosario
It's not
PH.
DFAing someone.
Yeah, they're not going to DFA Ramos. They have 4 years of control.
Yeah.
Slugs. They can't send him down.
Would have an obvious
No.
role with Belli on the team.
And like, Spencer Jones, I've liked what he's done. It's enough for me to buy into him as improving, but his last month, like, the numbers are getting tapering.
Yeah.
So I think that's the clear move. And then it's when Stan comes back up, he's the batter. You get one batter and one pitcher, right?
Yeah.
You could do no pitchers, I guess, if you wanted to, and do
Right.
an extra batter. But
Can you?
I was looking into it. You can. It's just a maximum of 14.
Well, that would be kind of silly.
It's a maximum of 1 extra pitcher,
Yeah.
but you
Correct.
could do 2 extra batters if you wanted to. I don't think the Yankees have done that previously, but
Yeah, that would be silly because you need help pitching. They need help.
Yeah.
it would surprise me.
Yeah.
If they can do it.
And no superstitions thus far. And a little bit, the coaches are encroaching on his tradition, but a little
Yeah.
bit he's helping them.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah,
That was in depth.
Investigative report.
That was in depth.
Yeah,
Because it seemed like they're encroaching a little bit.
yeah.
He doesn't hate it. Know what that felt like? It was one of those things that sometimes it's nice to be asked.
Yeah.
Even if you know the answer, sometimes it's just nice to be asked.
Yes.
And it felt like Boone, if they were like, hey, do you mind if we do the hand thing?
Oh, of course.
Brad.
All right. Let's not lose. this
Get
series.
hot. Why not?
Win the series.
Like, end the Orioles, get hot.
Yeah.
I like that.
Keep pitching and winning.
Longest win streak of the season?
4.
8.
When?
But under 8, I think it's 5. It was in late May.
Before Judge got hurt.
Yeah.
before Caballero got hurt?
I'd have to double check that.
He got hurt in late May, I believe.
Could be some overlap. Cabs are here.
Do. All right. That's it. Go Yanks. Tell him, Grams.
Go Yankees.
Go Yankees.
Oh, it was April. My bad. So, yeah. Correct.